Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the next episode of LightWork. I am your host, Myra Capri. Y'all know I am excited about this episode, about all the episodes of LightWork, because at LightWork, we are really bringing light into dark spaces. We say the work is light. And here at LightWork, we truly want to bring illumination to topics that may be relevant to you. We say here, we are learning, we're laughing, and we're letting go. And we're going to do just that with today's topic, with today's guest. I am going to introduce her. I'm super excited about this episode because it truly is something that I've also experienced personally. I know a lot of you have experienced, but it's around burnout and how burnout can sneak up on us sometimes. But this story is one of the turnaround and how you can turn professional loss into purpose, or how your a breakdown could actually be an opportunity for a breakthrough. So I'm super excited about that because sometimes we look at things that happen to us as happening to us and we have no power, no control. But what if you could see a situation that you feared happening as something that was truly a blessing for you? And our guest did just that today. And so I would love to welcome Alicia Braswell to the show.
Hi.
Welcome, Alicia. So, let me tell you a little bit about Alicia. She is a DEIB and well-being advocate, an ICF ACC credential coach, and a steadfast believer in your power to rise. She helps women of color and allies move from burnout to balance, from stuck to align, and from simply surviving into truly thriving. That's already a blessing right there. After years of carrying every role with strength while quietly running on empty, Alicia found transformation through coaching, a journey that helped her realign her goals, reclaim her boundaries, and reconnect with her purpose. That awakening inspired her to create Empowered Within, a holistic coaching practice grounded in mind, body, spirit alignment, and cultural competence. Alicia's approach blends ICF coaching standards, Gestalt principles, and lived experience to create a safe, affirming space where clients don't have to code switch. They can simply be. And when she's not coaching, you'll find her spoiling her Boston Terrier. I got to meet or see her Boston Terrier a little earlier. So cute. And cheering for the Tennessee Vols or laughing with friends over a good glass of wine. Again, Alicia, we're so excited to have you on the show.
Oh, I am so excited to be here. Oh my goodness. I am thrilled to be on Lightwork and I look forward to our conversation. And thank you for the beautiful bio. Oh my gosh, I got to put
Yes,
that on my website.
you
But thank you so
do.
much.
It was all you. It's all you. So, first of all, you're doing light work. So, you belong on this show because you are truly taking something that could be perceived as just doom, right? And darkness and, oh my God, I can't move on. And you made light of it, right? And that is
Mhm,
the whole essence of the show. So, we want to jump right in. You talk about burnout,
mhm.
and it sounds like you experienced burnout yourself. So let's jump into
Oh,
this story of burnout. What and how did you experience burnout?
oh my gosh, yes. And if I'm honest, I have
Mhm.
probably been burnt out a good portion of my life and didn't recognize it.
Wow.
Um,
Mm.
just doing for everyone, not caring for myself. There's family, there's friends, there's work. I've been in corporate America for over 15 years. I'm not going to say how many
Wow.
more because then you can guess my age and that's okay. But in every role, I feel like as a woman of color,
Hmm.
the only. a lot of times, there is this expectation to give more. So
Yeah.
now I'm giving more. Now I'm raising a teenager. Oh, I went through a divorce. Oh, I'm
Mm.
remarried. And I just didn't
Mm.
realize what I was doing to my body. I felt like it was failing me because I didn't take care of me. I, 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 I didn't take care of me, which then I really felt disconnected
Yeah.
from taking care of my family, isolation from friends,
Mm.
just had, the body aches.
Yeah.
The body will tell you so much, but the more we
Hmm.
ignore it, it says, okay, you've ignored me. I'm gonna keep moving, but the fuse is about to blow. So
Hmm.
see, yeah, burnout is real. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just think so many people go through it and they just don't know because it's become normalized.
And you bring up such a good point. This word disconnected, like that really stood out for me because burnout can sneak up on you, as you said. And if you're disconnected from your body, if you're
Mhm,
disconnected from the signs, from the signals, and you're
mhm.
not paying attention to them, you may not know you're burnt out until it's too late, until you're
Exactly.
sick, right? And it's taking a toll on your body, and you get
Mhm.
to a point where you can't ignore it anymore.
No.
And it's unfortunate sometimes because I don't think people just go around wanting to ignore the signs. They may not realize that they are signs. Was there anything that helped you realize that there were signs showing up? Were there some signs that maybe you ignored and now looking back, you're like, oh, that was a sign?
Oh my goodness, yes. Um, I developed headaches.
Mm.
I had body aches. I blamed everything on its menopause.
Ooh.
Just the gaining weight, the lack of energy. Um,
I know
even
people are listening right now, Alicia, like, check, check, check. Like, me too. Yes, that part. I mean, these are things that people deal with normally, and we may just chop it up to, oh, I'm getting older, or, oh, I may have
right.
eaten a little too much, or I need to change my diet.
Hmm.
But you're saying these could be silent signs of burnout.
Hmm. Exactly. Especially when you're living for everyone else, but not living for you.
Yeah.
You're not taking care of yourself. You're running around. Everybody's important but yourself. No self care.
Hmm.
My self care was my self care was no self care. And
Oh,
that's the sad part
nothing at
because I
all.
felt like I had to be everything to everybody, do everything better. And there was just no time for me.
How dare you
So,
make time for yourself? Like, no.
yeah, there were a couple instances where I had many breakdowns. I mean, seriously, to the
Mm,
point where the anxiety was above and beyond and I do have anxiety,
mm.
but the anxiety and the depression, it left my doctor saying, I need you to take a month off of work. Would
Wow.
you like to check in
Wow.
to like a resort just to get away from everybody? And you know what I said? No, I've got too much to
Mm,
do, and this isn't real. That's okay.
mm.
That's fine. I'll be good. I'll come back in 2 weeks. Let's talk.
Mm. I mean,
So,
you're hitting on so many things that sometimes we could overlook or even see as taboo, right? So, the term anxiety, I don't even know if I related or it resonated with me as something I even experienced until like my adult life, right?
mhm.
And I don't live with anxiety a lot, but I experienced it, and I've experienced it times where it was quite heavy, right? And so I think sometimes we don't talk about these things because it's taboo. And if you talk about the Black culture, you know,
We are not saying
we
anything,
definitely are talking
girl.
about
We just got to pray this away.
pray it away, try Jesus. It's not real. Like it's so many things that don't allow us to truly address
Mhm.
it, but it's a thing.
Hmm.
It's a
And
thing.
it can be very traumatic,
Yeah. Yeah.
and especially when you can't talk about it.
Mm.
Someone in your family doesn't understand. They think, oh, she's just been like that all the time. No, I'm
Yeah.
crying out for help. I'm
Yeah.
really crying out. And if nobody's listening to me,
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep trucking, trucking, trucking
And
until
pushing.
I just break down.
So tell us about like the maybe it was the last straw, the tipping point, an example of like when you knew you hit burnout and how do you move forward out of that? Like what
Yeah.
happened and pushed you out to the point where you're now in a place of freedom? Spoiler alert,
Oh,
y'all. There is
freedom,
freedom.
freedom. Um, Honestly, like I said, I've probably been burnt out my entire life. I have had anxiety, depression, and I am neurodiverse with ADHD. So I thought a lot of
Mm.
things were the brain fog and I can't remember things and things like that. We're just hey, this is normal.
Yeah.
And so in June, I was fired. I was
Mm.
let go. Let's put it
Okay.
that way. And now I'm going to use what Egypt Sherrod said. I was fired into freedom.
Fired
But
into freedom. Ah,
let's
that
give
sounds
her
like a whole.
someone that. I said, I'm
That
sorry,
sounds
girl. I'm
like
going to have to take that one.
I love it. It sounds exciting,
Um,
like a book title.
right? And so, of course, I went through all the emotions. But one of the things I did is I sat still.
Ooh.
I took a whole month and I said, I'm not looking for a job. I'm
Mm,
not doing anything. I'm just going to
mm,
sit still. And
mm.
during that period, I said, oh my goodness, I was tapped.
Ooh.
I had nothing left to give because I was it was like I didn't even know my body needed this.
And the moment you stopped, it sounds like everything kind of collected and caught up with you. And that's when you realized you were at the limit. Your body
Yeah,
said, we needed this rest.
yeah, because I would cry, I
Yeah.
would snap at people, specifically family.
Mm,
My poor son, my poor husband, and the
mm,
dog, they used to get the brunt of it, but I would just be
mhm.
snippy and snap at them and didn't even realize, hey, you know what? You could be burned out. You're doing a lot at
Mm,
work
mm.
and you're not taking any time for you. I would get impatient going to get my nails done. I'd be like, come on,
Wow.
let's move it, let's move along.
It's not, yeah, you're taking too long.
You're
For
taking too
just
long.
normal processes, things that take time, you had no patience for it.
I had no patience, none.
Wow.
And so, in taking that time off, I realized a couple things. One, this is time I didn't even know I needed.
Mm,
And I think we had talked previously about taking time off. I had worked at a company where I had unlimited PTO. So
mm.
it's just like, take it when you need it.
Yeah.
I can count on one hand the number of times I took more than 7 days.
Mm. One time.
One time,
One time.
one. So imagine going through all of that, never taking any time off to rest,
Yeah.
just taking a weekend here and there. It
Yeah.
was just piling up. But in
Wow.
that month, again, I said, this is a break I didn't even know I needed. It
Mm.
was almost like I could breathe. I
Yeah.
could pay attention to myself. I noticed I can wake up late. Oh, this is great. But
Ah.
I had energy and I wanted to work out. I wanted to reach out to friends that I hadn't seen or talked to in so long.
Yeah.
I was able to get back to being authentically me. I pride myself on living an authentic life because I am going to make you laugh. Yeah, I'm gonna make you laugh and we're going to have a good time and I'm going to be me, but
Yeah.
I could actually authentically be me.
Yeah. Huh. So were you working at a job? And this is the job I guess you're talking about where you only took like 1 week vacation. The highest amount of
Hmm.
time you've taken off was 7 days, and that was one
Yeah.
time. You worked there for years and years. So you maybe even developed a cadence of this is just how it's supposed to be. Was there ever a time where you like sat and thought, like maybe life could be different? And the reason I ask this, Alicia, is because what comes to mind is the pace of life that I think we've normalized,
Hmm.
right? And people listening might be like, well, that's just what we do. I am a wife, I am a mother, I work a job, and I have to do this. How else would I survive? Like, how would I keep up if
Right.
I didn't
Right.
identify with all of those roles and
Yeah.
stay on top of all of them, right? So
Hmm.
we normalize this. And I'm just wondering if you kind of got into a place where you just thought this is what it was supposed to be. And now that you're fired into freedom, do you see it differently? What does
I
that look
used to
like?
think this is the way it's supposed to be. I work for a company that is fast paced, moving fast, changing fast. Like, okay, we have to do the next thing. We're doing the next thing before we could even, you know, get what we had going on in place. So it was a
Mm-hmm.
fast moving company, and to keep up and to, compete. I hate
Yes.
to say compete, but as a Black woman, again, I'm working 150 more times more
Yeah.
than anyone else.
Yeah.
So I'm really giving it my all. I'm giving it
Absolutely.
my identity. And
Mm.
so, you know, I had to, like, when I had that pause, I had to realize,
Mm-hmm.
no, no, you don't have
Mm-hmm.
to do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And there were times when I said, okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm not getting promoted. I'm working my butt off. It felt like I was on this escalator and I was going up, but it was never letting me off.
Ooh.
And there were a couple times I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm just, I think it was just that I'm so tapped out, trying to get somewhere, trying to get to the promised land, and that
Yeah.
elevator is not taking me there. So I
Mm-hmm.
did consider leaving,
Yeah.
but then said, well, where am I going to go? And so with that just came the feelings of I'm not good enough to go anywhere else because I'm not good enough to
Mm-hmm.
get promoted here.
Mm.
Um, and I have therapists,
Mm-hmm.
I have coaches. I don't have just one coach, I got
Yeah.
coaches.
Yeah.
And through coaching, I realized I needed to look within. And even through therapy, I had to look within, but I didn't like what I saw and I kept resisting.
Yeah.
And so looking back, I think if I wouldn't have resisted and wouldn't have felt inadequate, I probably would have gotten into empowered within sooner.
Well, sometimes life takes us on that journey. It's some things that we're still picking up along the way. There may be one or two more lessons that you needed to get in your
Yeah.
world before you were fired into freedom, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
I always say we got to give ourselves grace for the things we didn't know back then. Like it's always,
Yes.
oh, if I would have known this, I would have done this differently. But the reality is, and someone shared this with me, what happened was exactly what was supposed to happen. It was the only thing that could happen,
Exactly.
right?
At the time that it was supposed to happen.
Yes.
And I look back at that day, so like a month when I took my month off, and I said, if I wouldn't have left, if I wasn't fired into freedom, I would have never left.
That
And then I would have never been able to carry out what God has for me in my heart.
that part.
It
Uh,
was rough. Don't get me wrong now. It was rough, but
yes.
I just keep reminding myself that that was done for a reason.
Mm,
At that particular time, I don't
yes.
know why, only God knows, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have
And
still been there, burnt out, trying to figure out everything. And
and you mentioned getting sick and
oh, yeah.
like, so how did you get through being sick? What was that like?
Oh, my goodness. I felt like my body broke down. I've
Mm,
had a hip replacement. I've got screws
wow.
and rods in my back.
Oh,
I
wow.
have, blood pressure, cholesterol, you know, the heightened anxiety.
Oh,
Um, I just, oh my gosh, I just felt like I'm breaking down. I'm breaking down.
that fired into freedom sounds like it could have saved your life.
Yeah, I agree. Um, we all have stressors in life,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't wake up with that stress of, oh my God, I got to get on this meeting.
Mm,
Oh my God, I have to get this PowerPoint. I don't wake up with that stress. I wake up and pray and thank God for
mm.
this day and say, okay, what we doing today, God?
Yes, that's a different feeling. And I can relate. I too left corporate. I worked for a nonprofit for a while and then I launched my own coaching practice, as you know. And I really put an emphasis on the well-being in leadership. So
Mm-hmm.
my coaching practice is well-being, I in leadership. So I want people to
Mm-hmm.
lead well. And it definitely is because I don't think you can separate your personal well-being and your professional life. Like you're going to show up
No,
as you are to that job. And if you're sick and tired and burnt out,
you're
you're
not
going to
doing your best
your
work.
work is going to be sick, tired, but the output, all of
Right.
it, it's going to
Right.
show. There's no way around it, right?
Yeah.
So I think it saved your life in hearing some of the illnesses and disease, right? The dis-ease that you were
Mm-hmm.
dealing with, that isn't happening anymore now that you're not working for a company. And
No,
I
my
don't
blood
I don't
pressure
want
was
to,
wonderful. Uh,
yeah.
so yeah.
And I don't want to look down on these companies and corporations because I do feel like we all have different purposes and journeys to walk. But it's just saying that that wasn't aligned for you or your season was up, right? Like sometimes our
Correct.
season is just up. We have to go through things and work at certain places, and that's fine. But
Mm-hmm.
your season was up. And
Mm-hmm.
so that is when it was time to go. You had to go to
I
save
had
your
to
life.
go.
And I wonder
Yeah.
too, Alicia, this vision that you had, did you have the vision for the work that you're doing in your higher purpose and your calling while you were there, or did that come when you were still, when you had time to be still?
Right. So while I was there and I was going through the Gestalt coaching program, I I had a twinge like, oh my God, I would love to be a coach. I want to be a
Mm,
coach. Um, Things got hectic. And I said, well, no, I really can't. I can only coach the people here at work
right.
and not think about external. But during that month that I was off, I kept thinking, okay, what can I do? And coaching. And I was like, what?
Mm, mm.
I need a job. I mean, it's not like it's not a job, but I was like, I need some money to help sustain this lifestyle I got. Um, Nails must be done.
Yes.
But it kept coming up for me. And I was like, I really don't have a ton of
Mm,
experience. I think I'm a little too inadequate. I don't know if this really want what you want me to do.
mm.
And then I started feeling it in my body.
Ooh,
And I would feel it in my body and I would just have joy and excitement when I said coaching. I still get it. I get the
yeah.
chills. And then it was my intuition that I started listening to.
Wow.
And I believe in body, spirit, mind alignment. Then
Yeah.
that helped me reframe my mind.
Yes.
And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And then I would go back and say, oh, no, I don't know. And then I'm going to do it. But um, it's interest. I think back and it was something I wanted to do, but was too scared. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to this life, I'm used to my work. I'm not going to do this. And then
Mm,
when I had that opportunity to pause, that's when I said, yeah, this is what I want to do. And I know the listeners, some of your listeners out there may not have that opportunity because they are still working,
yeah,
but then that doesn't stop them from listening to what it is that you feel like you're called to do
sure.
or getting that feeling. Listen to your intuition, never lies. The gut
Mm-hmm.
never lies.
So
But
true.
listen to it. And maybe it's something that you work on now that is going to come to fruition in the future. But listen and then just realize, oh, maybe the skills that I'm getting now, oh, that's going to help me in the future. Okay, yeah, I needed to know that. Okay, good, good. You
Mm-hmm.
may not see it now, but just tune in, get
Yeah.
aligned, and then think about what is it that I really want to do. I used to always tell people, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. I'm grown now because I know what I want to do.
I love it. And it's interesting that sometimes we think we have to have all the answers to get started, but what it sounds like you're saying is get started anyway. Get started and maybe you know part of the story or maybe you just have a little inkling from your intuition of what it might look like or
Mm-hmm.
what the direction of the journey may be, what the North Star may be. But
Right.
get started. Take that leap of faith because
Yes.
you can't just sit, and wait for something to happen for you. It takes some
No.
action on our part.
Yeah. And I would tell people, I'm going to go into coaching. And
Yeah.
everyone I would tell, they're like, oh my God, you're going to be great. You're going
Mm,
to be great. You're going to be an awesome coach. You're going to be great.
yeah.
But then, of course, there's that self doubt. So I had to go back and was like, okay, God, you sure? You
Mm-hmm.
sure? And he was like, where is your faith, child? Now I've closed the door and I'm opening another. So where is your faith so you can walk through
Wow.
that door and be prosperous?
Wow.
I was like, all right, let me get my life in alignment. So,
I love that word alignment too. It sounds like when you first had to sit for a month or so and you had to be still, that you got clarity.
mhm,
And the part that stands out for me is this idea of being still. And I've talked a little bit about this on another podcast that I've done and just in
mhm,
some of my writing and posting about this concept of being still because it can be almost harder than all of the things we feel like we have to carry and do.
mhm,
Being still plays a little differently in our mind because sometimes it could come off as being lazy or not
yeah,
productive, or am I falling behind?
right.
So I'm curious, how was that journey of being still for you? How did you have to adjust?
Yeah, it was an adjustment because I was go, 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 go
Yeah.
um, for several years, actually,
Yeah.
my entire career.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to say, Alicia, stop, turn off your mind.
Mm.
Okay, you know what? You're going for a walk today. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go join a gym today.
Ooh.
I'm going to go have, I'm going to go laugh with my friends. Oh,
Mm.
I'm going to have lunch. It was just about me doing me. It doesn't
Mm.
really mean, okay, let me sit here in silence and let me, nobody can be around me. I think people, your support system being around you is probably the best thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
But it also, I just started doing more meditation.
Yeah.
I really started connecting because I felt in my body, I was like, spiritually, I'm not connected right now. And I could feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I need to get more spiritually connected. I need to align with the higher power.
Mm-hmm.
And that was me being still. There
Mm.
was a friend of mine, and she was impacted as well. And,
Impacted by
she,
the layoffs.
yeah, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, by the layoff. And She was go, 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 go. I have to get a job. I have to get a job now. I have to get a job. She got one. And she looks back now and says, I really wish I would have done what you did.
Ooh, yeah.
Still take your dog to daycare. Yes, Harley goes to doggy daycare. Take him to daycare.
Mm-hmm.
Still, living your life, being
Mm-hmm.
still, going to work out,
Mm-hmm.
hanging out with friends. I said, yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
it brought me peace.
Mm,
And so
yeah.
for me, peace equals stillness.
Mm.
Peace, be still.
Ah,
Um,
yes, that's a whole word.
it's a whole word. And flip it backwards, stillness is your peace. So it's like
Stillness is your
finding your
peace.
peace again. And that's going to vary for everyone. It could be, oh, I'm going to sit here and make crafts, or I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
paint pictures, or I'm going to do this or that.
It's your peace.
I found what brought me joy, and that was my peace. And it was just caused me to be still. I'm not applying for a job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anybody to tell me to go apply for a job. I'm not going to start the career outplacement service. No,
How do
no.
you feel that disconnection now looks? So when you were talking about being disconnected earlier, you're disconnected from your body. You don't always know the signs of burnout or when it's coming versus alignment, which I think are
Hmm.
the opposites, right? So
Hmm.
now you're in this place of alignment. You can hear clearly, you're following your
Right.
intuition. What do you think what's showing up now? Do you feel more connected to your body now that you're in alignment? Do you know when you're sick or when it's time to take a break? How is it now looking different that you are in this place of peace and freedom? How
Hmm.
does it show up in your body?
Definitely. I do have alignment.
Yeah.
Um, I have a coach that I work with on that. And just through talking about what it is I want, what's meaningful to me, and I feel like I'm not disconnected from my body.
Mm.
I'm not telling my body no. Not that everyone can do this, but when I want a nap, I'm going to take a nap now.
Take a
I'm just saying, I need
nap.
to go rest my eyes. That's my thing. I need to
Yes.
go rest my eyes.
Mm.
Before, I would feel so guilty. It, it was like guilt on a
Yep.
Saturday to take a nap.
Wow, on a Saturday when it's not even a work day.
Girl,
Listen, oof,
but guess what I do now?
take that nap.
I gotta take a nap. Let me put my phone on do not disturb.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so for me, it's really I'm listening more to my body because it is more aligned,
Mm,
right? So now I'm connecting. Everything is aligned, everything is
that's it.
connected. Um,
Connected and aligned,
Connected and
girl.
aligned. And now I'm thriving.
Yes. I love it. So the idea of empowered within,
Mhm.
when and where did that come up for you?
Yeah. I, of course, was sitting here and sitting at my desk.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, I know I want to do something with mind, body, spirit. And empowered just kept coming up.
Ooh.
Empowered. And I was like, empowered me, empowered life. And, I start writing it, and I will not lie. Chat GPT and I did a lot of going back and forth.
There you go.
And
It's a tool, it's a resource.
it's a great resource. And then it said empower within. And I wrote it down and I said, oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that feels really good.
Mm-hmm.
And, the more I go in this coaching journey and the more I say empowered within and what it means, it just, it's, it's perfect for what I want to do. Like, I
Mm,
want people to understand, I want women of color to understand that you are empowered and that's within you. And as we go through our coaching, you're going to pull it out. I'm not pulling it out for you. And you're just going to
Yeah.
realize that power within you in alignment. So I was like, oh my goodness,
Hmm.
Chat GPT and me worked that out. So
And you had the time to do it when you were
I had
fired
to,
into freedom, the
yes,
clarity. And that,
very much.
yeah, absolutely. It goes back to kind of the concept of this show is this light work, the light that we bring into the world.
Mm-hmm,
And light can also be, something that's illuminating. And you had the
mm-hmm,
chance to get this illumination, this vision
mm-hmm.
when you were still. And
Yeah,
you were in a dark place, again, from
yes,
darkness to light. You were in a dark place, and this vision came to you when you had time to be still and be present. And so to me, it is that blessing that can come out of dark places,
a
right?
hundred
The
percent.
breakthrough that can come from the
Yeah,
breakdown. And that's
yeah.
exactly what you experienced. It sounds like you made light of something that
I
was
made
dark.
light. I believe that um, light comes from our source, our higher
Hmm.
being, God, and it flows through us.
Yeah,
And it's in us, around us. And so then it was the next thing is to give it to people,
to share it.
share that light. Sometimes, that's all people need is just share the light
Yeah.
because that light lives within all of us.
Hmm. Yeah, and sometimes we think we have to do something like spectacular and groundbreaking, earth-shattering. Like, what am I going to do? Like for me, it was actually just saying, I'm going to record this show. That
Mm,
was it. That was the decision. I'm doing it. I'm learning a lot along the way. Let me just tell y'all,
yeah.
it's not, it is not always easy, but I say the
Kudos to
work is
you.
light. Thank
Look,
you.
look at that smile, lighten up the screen. Look at you.
I enjoy it because that is my way of sharing light, right? Um, I say it's not hard, it's not easy, it's light work.
It's light work. It's
And I
light
feel
work.
like it is a calling that I'm called to do. And I too had to be still. I had to take a leap of faith to launch my own coaching practice, and even launch this podcast. And I think that is what we're doing, what I hear you even say you're doing is taking a leap of faith when
Mm.
the world throws you something that you weren't planning for and you didn't think you could handle. And oh God, I'm not prepared. I don't have all the tools and resources and skills. Somebody is doing it better. Yes, somebody is doing a podcast probably better than me, but they're not going to do it like me, right?
That's what I say. Everybody goes through. So everybody goes through the same thing, but how they handle it and come out of it is different
It's very
because
different.
we are all unique. And so I know
Absolutely.
there are better coaches than me. I'm not going to put it out there, but I do feel that I bring something that maybe another coach
You
doesn't
absolutely
bring.
do. It is.
Um,
It's
so,
your light. It's your light. And that's what makes us unique. And we also have to work at it, right?
oh,
I'm not
yes.
saying that we're going to come out here and be perfect. I think sometimes we don't give credit to that enough, too.
Mm-hmm,
Is that some things do take some work. It does take some effort and
mm-hmm,
honing and pruning and listening to
mm-hmm.
feedback and
Yes.
even wanting to do it better. I think that's a
Mm-hmm.
part of it, the desire to want to evolve and grow.
Yeah,
And by nature of that, you will. You will.
always happens that way. The more
Yeah,
you go, the more you grow.
that's it. So, what are you looking forward to with your coaching practice with Empower Within, or if there's even some new venture that you've got that you're looking forward to?
Yes. Um, right now I did launch my coaching practice.
Yes.
Um, working on the website. So I'm sure by the time this airs, we will have a website ready to share. But I am on
Okay.
Instagram, so I'm real excited about that.
Yeah.
Um, I am ready to take clients. I
Hmm.
I'm so excited to have the opportunity. to just speak to people. I really believe in creating this safe space,
Yeah.
safe and brave space. No code switching. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we can say what you want and say
Yeah.
what you will. Um,
And
it's
that's necessary, I think, too, in people transforming. And I love that you get to do that, especially if you felt that you needed to code switch in a corporate place or the place you used to
it's
work.
freedom over here.
Listen, say that again.
It's
I love it.
freedom must be my word for the year.
I love
Okay.
it.
But
Yeah.
like you, I have the desire to launch a podcast. And
Okay.
so who knows what 2026 brings? You'll be
Let's
on my
go.
podcast as my
Let's
guest.
go.
But yeah, I just have so many ideas that are going on, but podcasts and blogs and
Hmm.
it's a lot. And I got to do that self trust and just keep my people around. And yeah.
So it's so interesting, Alicia. What it's bringing up for me is when we started talking, we had a list of all of the things that you had to do that could lead to burnout. And I'm also now hearing that you still are doing many things, but it doesn't sound like it's from a place of exhaustion or burnout. How is that different?
Mm-hmm. Because it's mine.
Mm,
I'm doing this for me.
mm-hmm,
I'm taking everything, it's paced. So I may not get a podcast this year. It's okay. I can do that next year.
mm-hmm,
Right now, I need to focus on coaching. Not a problem.
mm,
And again, it's something near and dear to me that's mine and I'm bought into because it's mine. It's not for anyone else.
yeah,
That's, I protect it.
yeah. And you
It's
choose
like,
your pace.
I, exactly. If I don't want to work on something one day, guess what? I don't have to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to work on it.
You can take a nap too, apparently.
Ooh, take a nap, go over to a friend's house with a good glass of wine and
Yes.
kiki.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hearing you. I'm because it's so different. And I also want to encourage those that are listening that it doesn't mean you have to stop everything that you're doing. Because
Mm-mm.
Alicia just showed us a great example of all of the hats she was wearing before that were leading her to burnout in the corporate space and taking on all the jobs and the things. And she's equally now still able to choose the things that she wants to do, multiple things. But this woman is glowing, y'all. She's looking good. She is, if you're
I feel
not
like I
seeing the
have too
visual,
much glow. I was like, oh my God, I put
never,
it on.
never, not such a thing. There isn't too much glow. That doesn't exist. Beautiful. You look radiant, and you're coming from a place, it sounds, of peace, right? It
Right.
sounds like it's peace, it's freedom. It's
Mm-hmm.
a place of choice. No one's telling you you have to. And you
No.
can take on multiple things, listeners,
Mm-hmm.
and still be glowing and
Yeah.
still be radiant and be rested. She naps, she does multiple things well, starting a coaching practice, like all of this.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like you're burnt out. Are you burnt out?
No. No. Now, some
So,
days are tough. I
what?
will admit, this is
Yeah.
not, I am not over here smelling roses every day.
Yeah.
Some days are definitely tough.
Yeah. Keep it
Um,
real for the people. I love
I'm
it.
keep it real. This is not no pie in the sky. Oh my God, my life is great. No,
Yeah.
there's some days that are pretty rough. I have to set those boundaries, but those boundaries have went out the door.
Yeah.
You know, child, husband, it just
Mm-hmm.
okay. It's a lot happening, um, but I can always come back and say, okay, I'm gonna work on this. I'm going to work on post. I worked on post last night for 3 hours. That's that's difficult. That
Yeah.
was very stressful. But in terms of just being burnt out, I'm it was something that I was like, but it's something I want to do because it's
It's
going to
a
get me
place
to
of
the end
choice.
goal.
I keep hearing this place of choice. I'm not
It's
burnt out because I get to choose.
I get to choose. I get to choose. And I do want everyone out there to realize I don't think we're telling people you need to quit your job so that you can
Yeah.
go live your life passion.
Yeah.
But it's
Mm-hmm.
really about recognizing and thinking about what is possible for you and
Yeah.
what you can take from what you're doing now into your future, and that there are boundaries that you can set, but
Mm-hmm.
there's also time for you to realign and thrive. You have the freedom to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You have the freedom to do that. So,
You talk about boundaries. What are some of the boundaries that you had to set for yourself?
oh, one of the boundaries I had to set. So, when I did start applying for jobs, I would sit here for hours applying for a job. First, you got to do the resume, then I have to go to my good friend chat, and then I have to
Mm-hmm.
update my cover letter. And I had to stop. I was like, hold up, pause,
Mm.
pause. And I was neglecting what I felt I was called to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sending out all these resumes, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. And I was like, boundary, you only get 3 a day,
Yeah.
and then you work on your coaching. Because I felt like this is taking over my life, and it's feeling, I know it takes a job to get a job, but this feels like I just went back to my other job.
Mm.
So I had to say that was a boundary.
Mm-hmm.
Phone calls. I have a son. I know people out there probably have children, and he would call back to back to back. Boundary,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
boundary. Oh, I'm not cooking today. Okay. Boundary. I'm not I'm not feeling aligned with that. So
I love that one. Oh, that's good.
so yeah, setting those boundaries was necessary for me to maintain my the peace I had found. I was like, oh no,
Mhm.
3 jobs a day. And now
Yeah.
I'm down to two. So
Okay. There you go. Well,
yeah.
what final words of advice would you offer to someone that may be experiencing a similar situation? They're feeling overwhelmed, maybe at work or at a place in their life. There might be silent signs of burnout and stress that
Mhm,
they could be overlooking, and
mhm.
they may be at a breaking point or a decision point where they need to make a change. Would you offer any advice to them?
Yeah. My advice would be do not be afraid of therapy.
Mm,
There are so many resources, even if you can't afford it, there are resources out there where you can find therapy. It's not taboo.
yep.
It is something that's needed to look at your past to see where you are. At the same time, you can also have a coach. You can
Yeah.
have both at the same time.
Mm,
Think about getting a coach. Let's talk about where you are right now and where you want to be.
mm-hmm.
And you know, just remember it's faith over fear.
Yeah.
It really is. It's I guess the last thing I would say is you're beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
whatever capacity. You are loved, and the light is within you.
That is so good. You are empowered within. I know your coaching practice is going to bless so many lives. And I'm so
Thank you.
glad that you were fired into freedom. And you let that breakdown become your breakthrough so other people can learn and benefit from it.
Mhm,
And it's just such a blessing. Again, I said it earlier, and I wasn't just saying it to say it, but you truly
mhm.
are radiating and glowing. And there's definitely a sense of peace about you and this newfound joy and freedom that you found. And I hope that it is contagious and spreads to the world
I
because I
hope
think
it
the
was
world.
contagious on our call because I see you just grinning. I see the
Yes, I'm
smile.
excited. I'm excited. It was contagious for me. I hope those listening will feel the same energy that I feel. I think the world needs it right now. I
Yeah.
think the world needs it. And so the
And I thank
message.
you for this. Thank you so much for this opportunity
Mm,
to come on and just kind of share my story and some of the things that I've experienced. And like
yeah.
you said, I hope even if it touches one person, that touches my heart.
That's plenty enough, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the message here is that people don't have to stay in dark places if they are struggling with something.
No.
Seek help, seek therapy, talk about it, acknowledge it. Sometimes we're ignoring it, acknowledge it,
Journal about it.
journal about it, and there is light, there is hope, and you can find it. And so we're going to be here. We're going to continue to spread light on this podcast, Light Work. Alicia, we thank you for being a guest. And I always end the show by asking two questions. One is, what lights you up? And the second is, how are you bringing light into the world? And we may have already talked about it. And so if
Right.
that's it in summary, how would you
Mhm.
answer those two questions?
Okay. What lights me up? I'm going to say an amazing glass of wine. Oh my
Ooh. I love that.
God. Okay. Ooh, lights me right up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what was the other question? I was thinking about the
How
wine.
do you, right. Listen, I'm thinking about wine. The second one is, how are you bringing light into the world?
I'm bringing light into the world by making myself available and sharing the light that's within me and just being kind. And when I say
Mm,
being kind, smile. Sometimes you don't even know somebody needs it, and that's your light. So
mm,
that's how I'm bringing it in the world. And I want to share it with everybody.
yeah. And it's beautiful. Keep sharing it.
Yeah.
Continue to share your light into the world. Thank you all for listening. Alicia, thank you again for being here. I love spreading light to dark places, y'all. The work is light. Check us out on the next podcast, and we'll see you real soon. Be well.